Square Enix Montreal, powered by Unity. Jean-Luc, is this Assassin's Creed Unity?
Oh yeah, the newest Assassin's Creed.
Good.
I heard they fixed all the bugs finally.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yep.
Okay,
I agree.
Okay, what are we actually playing?
This is Lara Croft Go.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
This is Lara Croft Go.
What accent is that supposed to be?
I'm her brother Nigel.
I don't think Lara Croft is Australian.
I'm Nigel Croft. Lara's brother Nigel Croft. Middle name Nigel as well.
You know, I played most of the Lara Croft games. I don't remember him. Which one was he in again?
Nigel never got a game. He's a tester at Ubisoft. Not a lot of people appreciate Nigel's work like they do Lara's. They give me a lot of shit. They say, Nigel, why that game came out broken? And I say, hey, no one gives this shit to my sister Lara. No one appreciates Nigel's contribution.
Okay, Nigel, well, why don't you tell me about your sister's new video game?
Oh, hold on, wait. Alright, I just stabbed Nigel.
Oh.
So he won't come back again. Don't worry, he's dead.
Oh, okay, are we done? Is this...
Yeah, I killed him. Yep, he's dead. He's on the floor bleeding.
Okay, cool.
It's not a problem. In Canada, people from Australia or England or wherever he thought he was from, where he's definitely not from, he's dead.
Oh, and that's cool there.
Yeah, it's fine. Yep.
Okay. Do we want to talk about this video game?
Yeah, we're 2 minutes in. Let's talk about this video game. It's a really good video game.
It is a good video game. This is Lara Croft Go.
This is Lara Croft Go. Lara Croft Go is the newest game from those cool dudes at Square Enix Montreal, as we saw in the Go series, I guess? I guess this is a series now, since there's a second one.
Do you think they'll make another Go, like in a different franchise?
I think there is a game called Deus Ex that's pretty cool that I'd like to see. Right? Right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Deus Ex Go.
Deus Ex Go.
Assassin's Creed Go.
Alright, I guess. I'm just not a fan
You know,
of that
it's gonna happen. You know it.
Yeah, it will. God, yeah, they have a lot of games they could do this with.
Tom Clancy's Go.
Tom Clancy Go would also be great. I feel like that could be very similar to some other, the other one I just mentioned, Deus Ex Go. But, it doesn't have technology. I guess you could do some cool technology stuff in the Deus Ex one.
Cyberpunk.
Anyway, this is Lara Croft Go.
Yeah, this is a real video game.
This is the video game we're looking at, and we're 3 minutes into. As you can see, it's kind of similar. I mean, I guess the art style is pretty different, right? That was like
okay.
one thing
Imagine I've never played Hitman Go. What is Hitman Go?
Hitman Go was basically a board game version of Hitman that was very simplistic in like its art style and design and stuff. And fuck you, Snake, and the other Snake. It was kind of like you moved this chess piece around the board, knocking out dudes and getting like a briefcase and like making sure you didn't get caught on the way to the end of the level. You usually had to get to the end of some level by walking around dudes and picking up briefcases and other things.
Yeah, and I feel like the way to wait. Oh,
well, that's nice.
That's sweet.
Wonderful.
The thing about Hitman Go that I really liked was you're taking a AAA franchise, this big budget franchise,
right? And
instead of doing what most companies do, which is like, what if we port it? What if we take BioShock and we make it run on the iPad and it only runs at 15 frames a second? Bad. And so you're taking the idea of a AAA franchise, like
and like distilling it
Hitman.
into like a fine like the game is the grapes. Like the original console game is like a huge grape place, and this is like you're making a sick wine out of it.
Maybe I don't know if that metaphor holds up, but
I don't really know either, to be honest. Like that sounded pretty weak.
But it's like it's the ideas behind Hitman, and like, okay, what if we like simplify this down to a mobile platform, and we also build it from the ground up to work on a mobile platform, which I think is like the best possible way you could treat that.
Yes.
It
has to be its own thing. Yes, definitely. And that was a really fun game that I thought was a really good distillation of the theater and what Hitman kind of was, you know.
Totally.
And I think...
And I really...
Yeah, continue.
Oh, I was just going to say, I really like the board game aesthetic of it as well, which this one does not have.
This one does not do that, but I think its aesthetic in this makes sense in its own... Like, obviously, like I think it does it justice in this way. For a few reasons. I agree. I want to meet some people, whoever the art lead is on this team, and talk to them, because I'm also curious if he led the last one, because everything fits together in a very nice way in terms of like, so this game is much more like there was movement in whatever that one was, but it was more methodical, right? You were kind of thinking out a lot of what you were doing, because there was bonuses to getting through the level in under a certain amount of moves and kill this guy without doing it. You know what I mean? There was incentive to be very efficient in your movements in Hitman. Kind of like in Hitman, right? Go where you need to when you need to. And the Tomb Raider games are about exploring and wandering around and seeing things. And while you're not really doing that in this, you are more exploring the levels. You're walking around more, you're trying out different things, you're testing the enemy AI and what the level does. There's a lot of like level interactions. I would say there's more interactions in this, which I think is kind of the key to this, is that it's a lot more of a fluid game, right? I think Hitman was a very while I really liked it, it was very stagnant, and its aesthetic was very like clean and like, not moving, right, and very in that way. But it's game,
like what you saw is what you got, and this is more like you're discovering things.
Definitely.
And yeah, you're right. Like the art style definitely lends itself to that. There's levels where like, oh, you're in a cave, and then you'll find a light, and like the lighting kind of like slowly reveals the cave, and like there's this build up to like, oh, this is what it looks like, and it's really pretty, and there's like a good sense of atmosphere in this game.
Yeah.
Which is impressive for a mobile game, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I think and it's funny because, in Hitman, it was this kind of very clean thing, right? That you're just kind of doing this thing, which is like what the idea of Hitman is, It's like going into a very clean, pristine house and then just shooting this dude, right? So it's this, this contrast of, a very methodical thing, but actually just kidding. It's like murder, which I think worked with that game. And this, as we were saying, that kind of, I think the fluid motion and like you're actually shooting things and doing stuff in this, where like as in Hitman, you know what I mean, where the animation, right, like it works with this aesthetic, which works with the idea because it's more in motion, I don't think you could get this feel if everything was chess pieces. And I think that also works with the what was I gonna say, I can't remember. Like, in terms of the animations and stuff like that, like, I don't know, it also works with the level design much better, because if they were just, like, chess pieces moving, you couldn't gauge what they're about to do, and you kind of have to read what the things are going to do more, because there's a lot more motion in this, and there's also way more, like, verticality in the level design, and I just died.
Yep.
So, I think there's just kind of more stuff, there's kind of more moving pieces, and I think you need the animations and the better world building in terms of like, this is not just a board game, this is an actual 3D thing with stuff.
Yeah.
And the extra animation and the extra like level stuff, I think really help give you that feeling of it.
Absolutely. As a puzzle game, this isn't as challenging as Hitman Go. Yeah. It is, there's definitely been a couple where I like had to really think about it, but it's not like Hitman where I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 20 minutes and figure out this puzzle.
Right, yeah.
Instead, I just kind of I don't know, like it's much more relaxing,
like
just kind of like I'm just going through this, you know.
Yeah, and I think that plays into the games. When you think of Hitman, you think of, you know, I think again this nails what we were just talking about, the idea of Hitman, that you're being very precise in your movements and what you're doing.
And Hitman's a lot of you play the level,
sitting and watching,
you sit, you watch, you look, you'll look at the enemy's movements, and you'll very rarely do a level like the first time, or if you do, I feel like you're not playing the game as you should. Right. You know, you could like sloppily run through a Hitman level, but the best way to do it is like you play a little bit, you save, you die, you go back, and then you figure out like the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
Lara Croft is way more like in the moment, you're exploring this place, like kind of keep having to go back and really like sit there ruins a lot of the momentum of it.
Right. Yeah. And this is, and I think, you know, they really got that in this because, you know, you're never going around one area a bunch, really. You know, you might stay in one area a little bit. As you can see, like, I could have been playing this 15 minutes of Hitman with just one level of Hitman, and I'm in like 2 different levels and like 3 different areas in this game, right? In this video of 15 minutes, and you could spend this much time, you know, in that game just on one level in Hitman, which I think, you know, it definitely worked for that. But for this, it makes way more sense for it to have this flow and this, you know, kind of continuous pace like a Tomb Raider game. All that stuff being said about it tonally, how it relates to Hitman and how it relates to itself and how it nailed it, great, good, I think we got it. In terms of the actual like gameplay and stuff like that, I really like how all the pieces fit together. I really like the level design is great, which I kind of already said, but in terms of like game, well, I was talking more aesthetically before, that like verticality obviously is a huge design thing, but also aesthetically, but the like gameplay level, like the level design of all the stuff is pretty great, just because of the combination of like how they mix together all the stuff, like the different enemies, the different
traps with the spiders, and again, that's something that games like Tomb Raider definitely do, where it slowly introduces different, like, here's the traps and here's the swings, and then we're going to add that with enemies, and kind of combines all the elements together.
Like, right, this puzzle that, like, I don't know if I think we're at the same point. In the third video, I'm at 3 minutes.
Yeah, we are.
Good, perfect. So, but, like, it just introduced this block thing, and, like, the game introduces stuff, it's just there just to introduce it. Like, that thing down there, those blocks, are literally there for, like, nothing. Like, that block down there, not this one up here that I'm, like, jumping over.
I think it was there just to explain to you the idea of how to move those.
Exactly, right. And that's, like, something that didn't really happen in Hitman. Like, because of the game, you know what I mean? Just because of the way the game was made. Like, this one is constantly kind of introducing you to new little level design stuff. Where, you know, Hitman was just doing that too, but in a different way that was more stagnant, right? Where this is, like, listen, just play it. Like, you just kind of move stuff around, you know, just figure it out in motion. It's not... This game is constantly having you continuously move and go on to the next thing, and it doesn't want you to get bored and stop, you know?
Yeah.
And I really like that it kind of, you know, that it handles all the mechanics in that way. That nothing, so far, they haven't introduced anything that has baffled me. They did a really good job with making everything quickly understandable just by letting you play with it, you know?
Totally.
And God, I love this kind of mobile game. It is not like a puzzle game the way you think of a mobile puzzle game, like a Match 3. Speaking of, they just came out with a Pokemon Shuffle puzzle game that I have to try.
I've heard good things about that.
Cool. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I just saw it in the store and downloaded it. But so, it's not a puzzle game in the way you think of a mobile puzzle game, but instead, you know, it's a puzzle game in this kind of what I would almost think of, you know, an early console game, you know, where you have these controls, but they're basic, and we haven't really figured out what to do with all this stuff, but this is more like we know kind of how this works, how this kind of platform works in terms of like how the mobile space works, and like they just made, I don't know, they made a good puzzle game that also feels like an adventure game on a mobile platform that isn't, you know, control it with fake thumbsticks, try to pick up stuff. Because that never, I don't know about you, but I don't like that.
No, I hate that. I despise that stuff.
Yeah, so it's really interesting that this is very much a puzzle game, but it also, like, it's definitely adventure-y, you know? You're constantly seeing new environments, you're trying to get all those things, which I'm not, like, great at spotting the canisters, like the little things with the gems and the spider heads and the snake parts in them. But I really like that those are there just to add the extra. That is like the extra challenge in this, is like you're not just figuring out, you're also a Tomb Raider. You're a Tomb Raider, find some shit, you know. And I feel like that's like, you know, that's the next level stuff, is if you get all the stuff, then you're really good Tomb Raider.
All right, so wrapping it up, it seems like we both highly recommend this game.
Yeah, I definitely would. I think it costs money. I'm pretty sure
it's $5, I believe.
It's $5. God, just like I don't even know if it's that. It might be $3 to be honest.
I thought it was $5.
It might be $3.99. Whatever. $3 to $5. This is like, I hate it when people I know who make video games are like, I don't buy things on mobile, and I'm like, you're the reason. Like, not all free to play is bad. You can do it right, and there's a lot of games that do it really well. And there's a lot of games that do it really bad. But man, those bad games sure outnumber the good ones. And this is the reason you should pay for mobile games, because you get stuff like this. Like, it's really, it's just a good game, period. It's not a good mobile game. This is, I sat down and played it for an hour on my bed last night and was like, man, that was actually just fun. Like, I'm glad I didn't play a game of Dota that would have pissed me off before sleep. I'm glad I just played Lara Croft and, you know, raided some fucking tombs.
Yeah, I think if you like games like this that, you know, if you like this kind of game and you want to see more games like this and not more of that, like, you know, mobile free-to-play stuff that you don't like, then you should buy this game and, you know, tell those developers, hey, I want more of this.
Cool. Yeah,
this is pretty sweet.
And even if you're not like a super puzzle person, I am not really good at puzzles, but this game is fun. So that's my I'm shitty at puzzles endorsement.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, Matt.
It just makes me sound like a loser.
Sure. Did you beat all Hitman Go?
Jean-Luc, I don't want to talk about it.
You didn't beat Hitman Go, did you?
No, it was really good though.
Dude, I beat that whole game. Everything. I 100% of that game.
On the real, I had it on my old phone. I switched phones. I was like more than halfway through, and I started going through it, and I was like, God damn it, I did all this stuff. And like, you know, some people will do that. I'm not a person to do it twice. Which sounds like I have commitment problems, but it's really just with games.
Everything else is fine.
Everything else is good. Yeah, everything's great. I'm gonna beat this one. It's really good. I'll try.
Okay, the video's been looping for like an extra 4 minutes now, so maybe we should
All right, yep.
we should
Check
stop
it out.
this.
Go buy it.
Go buy this game.